Hi, this is Steve All, the All Financial Group. Want to welcome to everybody to the end of the month of January's town hall. Got some things that I'm going to talk about here in a little bit, but I'm going to go ahead and turn it over. We'll go ahead and have Mel, if you don't mind, could you start today?
In case you haven't noticed, something very interesting has happened in the month of January. We have a new president and a recycled president, let's put it that way. And he has kind of hit the ground running. And my subject today is some of the things that he is talking about doing with federal employees. Um, One is cutting out a lot of grants and also telling people that they have to no longer work at home. They have to come to the office. He's offered buyouts for federal employees that he'll give them 8 months worth of salary to if they don't want to come back to office. So it's a way of putting it a carrot and a stick. You love working from home, but you're not going to be able to do it anymore. And also, if you just don't like that, I'll pay you to go away. So, what does that mean for the federal employee, and how does that relate to what we do here at the All Financial Group? What I wanted to talk about today and maybe mention is that if you have a family member or someone that you know that is in that position where they have to make those choices and to make a decision about maybe changing their career path or leaving federal service and moving into the retail world and are wondering what to do, how to do it, and how that transition might be working. A lot of those employees have TSAs. They're probably federal employees, so there's rules about how some of their pensions might work depending on how long they've been there and how old they are. But even if it's for younger people where they're thinking about making that career change, there may be savings that are put away into the TSA program, and the decision will come down to, do I maintain that and then start something new like a 401k or 403b at a new and different career path? Or do I roll that into my 401k? What are my options? How does it work? There's just a ton of stuff to know about the federal employee service plan. And I'm not as familiar as I used to be with it, but in the 90s, I was very much involved in working with federal and civil service employees and how that system works. And we have a lot of experience in helping people make transitions and moving qualified funds from one type of account to another. So I just wanted to bring it up that if you know someone or have a family member or whatever that is in that position and maybe having to make those decisions, I highly recommend that they seek professional advice. Sit down with a financial services person or a planner like us and go over what their options are and understand it. There are certain aspects of the TSA program that are fantastic. There are other things where you might have much more options on the outside. And if you move to a 401k, you might actually have fewer options. So understanding what your options are is the first thing, and then trying to figure out which of the best options for you can get to be a little bit daunting. And what you don't want to do is do that in your 20s, 30s, 40s, or 50s, and then find out 15, 20, 30 years later that you made the wrong choice. And getting a proper advice could be very, very beneficial to you. I'm not really going to take this opportunity to go over all the different things you might have to think about to make that proper decision, but I would be very, very cautious about just rolling it into an IRA account or moving to a new 401k account and without really going through what your best options are. And especially if you have any of the Roth capabilities within those plans. So, to kind of keep it short and sweet today with all the things that are going on with the new administration. And you can have a conversation about 15 different things he's done in the first 8 days. But I just wanted to focus in on that and how it might relate to our organization. And again, if you have a family member or a friend or someone that you know that's going through that, I highly recommend they pick up the phone and book a consultation to find out what their options are if they choose to take that early buyout or change positions by not wanting to go back into the federal office building. So that was mine for today. Just straight up, I highly recommend you get some good advice before you make any decisions along those lines.
Okay, thank you very much, Mel. And we're going to go ahead and turn this next part over to Mr. Will.
Hello, everyone. I am going to piggyback a little bit with Mel in these situations of this last month, right? It's been a lot of chaos. We always say, whenever we talk with clients, we are not going to go into politics, but we're going to analyze what is happening, right? And something that is actually uh, affecting is changes is Social Security and Medicare. Ayla's grandparents, Ayla's my wife, Ayla's grandparents called yesterday and they're like, hey, this prescription we used to get for $3, now they're charging us for $15. So changes are here. So now I am going to analyze about the current policy and the proposed changes, and between Social Security and Medicare. That could affect a lot of people, especially people that wants to retire, they already retire, taking Medicare, Social Security, and also future people that will get Social Security in the future too. So right now, Social Security benefits, today, benefits are calculated based off a lifetime earnings with a COLA, or cost of living adjustments annually. The proposed changes are potential cuts to Social Security benefits as part of broader spending reductions. Why? Like, what is this administration doing this? Because right now, Mr. President believes that we need to cost, we're spending too much in everything. That's why Mel was talking about government employees. They argue that the entitled spending is unstable. In the long term, we will reduce and we will avoid a financial crisis just cutting these expenses in Social Security. So if one of you came to our Social Security seminars, we do have a diagram that shows the spending, how the spending could lead to the Social Security fund to reduce and not to disappear, but pay you probably 70, 80 cents the dollar. So according to the new administration, we need to cut the cost. The next one will be Medicare structure. Seniors right now can choose between original Medicare and Medicare Advantage, right? But right now, new administration, and they're thinking to make Medicare Advantage just the default enrollment. No more regular Medicare, just the Medicare Advantage. Again, why? So they believe that privatizing the cost of Medicare will lower the cost and it will have better service. So what is the idea? Government want to reduce the cost of putting money into Medicare too. But they believe that reducing the coverage and hire out, it will be more expenses out of pocket for people that gets Medicare. So that's an argument right there. Like I was saying, Ayla's grandparents just saw a probably 500% multiplier of their expenses to buy just prescription drugs. That's my next topic, prescription drugs. There's a reduction, it's an Inflation Reduction Act that right now the current policy caps insulin for $35, allows to Medicare to negotiate drug prices. The new administration actually, they want to take out those caps and make that Medicare's cannot negotiate these prices anymore. Why? That hurts the innovation. So just capping the price of drugs doesn't allow to put more money into pharmacies and pharmacy industry to innovate better drugs for more people, for more seniors. So that means drug prescriptions are going to go up. So be careful in those. Social Security and Medicare Trust Fund, again, they're thinking that it's going to run out in 2034. So they're proposing tax cuts. And that probably is going to speed up this fund to go down. But the new administration believes that cutting taxes will boost economic growth, and economic growth will lead to people to afford, be able to afford things in Medicare, pay Medicare, and also afford to not depend in Social Security. So this is affecting us overall, especially affecting a lot of our clients and future clients. So like Mel said, if anything that you have questions, we do have resources for you. Give us a call, send us an email, and we will explain you more how this could affect to you. But right now there's a lot of changes, and with changes there's adaptation. So the only way for you to adapt is to talk to a professional. So we're here to help you, and we'll be able to give you a smooth transition through all this. That's all I have today. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Will. So I'll go on the other side and we'll kind of look at the market a little bit. You know, we had the Trump bump, and then we had after the mid-December, the markets have fallen. And then on Monday, we got a wake-up call about when we start diversifying our portfolios. You know, it was crazy on that same day. I had a couple people call, and they wanted to load up, and I'm not going to name the stocks, about 3 or 4 of the Magnificent 7 stocks. And I just asked that question for them. I said, have you looked at what's going on in the market today? You know, because of the fact, you know, NVIDIA lost, I think it was like $953 billion in value. That's more than the value of Walmart, Target, Starbucks, and a couple other companies combined is where it went from there. So that's the idea that I look at it when you start to put all your eggs in one basket. Is that a good thing to do? And then, you know, we moved over to Market Guard a while back. And the reason why I moved is because Brad Jenkins has, you know, looked at different things. And when you start to look at the studies that have been done from Benson, Singer, and Bauer, that you start to look at how portfolios perform and how that affects the performance of the portfolio. 91.5% is asset allocation. Only 4.6% is the individual stock investments. So it's not necessarily what I have, it's how I've got that within my portfolio. Because if I get overweight on one thing, that can affect the overall return after time. And then you look at down 1.8% for market timing. And that's where I start to look at it for people is we don't want to just keep chasing a return that's already out there. You know, that's what I love about it. If I've got somebody that's ultra conservative out there, we have a portfolio. If I have somebody that's just middle of the road, not really worried about the growth, I don't have to worry about growing my portfolio a whole lot. I just don't want to lose money. We've got portfolios for that. Then you look at it to the side of, I'm a little bit more aggressive, and I would like to look at those stock portfolios. You know, we have a growth portfolio. We have a dividend paying stock portfolio. We also look into the emerging technology, these things that are going to be hot tomorrow. You know, now they're a lot more volatile. I will talk to people about that, and they do have higher minimums to get in them. And the reason behind that is it's not for everybody. I was at an event earlier this week, and the person asked me, I would like to put some more money in the market. Where should I put it? Because everybody is looking for that stock tip of the moment. And I said, I got to ask you some questions. How much money is it? How large is that the percentage of what you have to have in your assets? What's your timing of the event? Are we talking about something that's 15 to 20 years from now, or something that you're looking at for the next 3 to 4 months? Is it in a Roth IRA account, a traditional IRA account, or a taxable account? Folks, those things affect when we have to look and help people build their portfolios. Because I like to put it, it's not necessarily what you make, it's what you get to keep. And that little thing called taxes taken out of some of those can highly affect what you're doing. So as I said, I believe that building a portfolio that methodical, non-emotional, mathematical, that helps us pick those things in those times of when do I hold and when do I sell? Because that's a question I get asked constantly also. And if you made that decision to back away from the market for a little bit, when do you get back in? Those, I think, are the biggest things that most people are looking for when they're looking for an investment advice. And I believe Market Guard gives us the availability to do that for people. So I'm going to say, be careful chasing the return. You know, it always looks good on paper to do what did good last year, but it might not do it again this year. If you look at those asset classes, very seldom does the same asset class continue to go year after year after year. So if you're looking to get the best return that you can possibly get with the least amount of risk possible, give us a call or have introduce people to us. If they're asking that question, you know, are you buying, are you selling, are you holding, where are you currently at? Have them give us a call. Have them give us a call. We do have some events that are coming up in February. We have a taxes in retirement at the Twisted Tree. It does give us the availability. You do have to have reservations for that. Please call the office and find out when those are available. Reservations are required. We also have, when we start to look out into the month of March, Mel's retirement party will be at the office. We will do it upstairs in the presentation room on March the 14th. The thing that we are going to ask for that, and usually on our Friday events, we do not care. There's no reservations. There's no need to call. But because we do expect a larger crowd, we are going to ask, if it's something that you are interested in coming to, that you just go ahead and give us a call. That way we know that we have enough food and drinks for everybody that's going to be there. So I just want to say thank you all. Continue to listen to these, pass them out to the people in which you know that you think might be able to be assisted by us, because our practice has grown because of referrals of friends and family. And we just want to say thank you all out there for being a part of our family.